Hey guys, welcome to the D1NZ D1NZ National Drifting Championship off-season announcements. This is the first part of a little series we're going to do leading you up to the new season. So we just announced our dates at Speed Show, great to interact with the fans, and Kenny went down without a hitch.
Yeah, that's right. CRC Speed Show is always a fantastic event. It's great to meet the fans and launch our new calendar. Of course, we've got 3 rounds over public holidays, so it's going to be good for the families to come along as well and enjoy the action, and great to meet a bunch of new, young and enthusiastic drivers keen to get their hands on the new series info.
And the new series info now, a lot of people have been asking, what is going on with Pro-Am? There is no more Pro-Am. Well, what's replacing it? Maybe you could shed some light on that.
Okay, so Pro-Am's now ceased to exist, but that kind of category isn't going away. We're now calling it Pro Sport, and it's more a privateer orientated kind of drift category. It's cost effective. It's only a 5-round championship. It doesn't go to Christchurch. Of course, that is a big expense for these kind of privateer teams. But basically, Pro Sport is going to be 235 wide tyre, no semi-slick compounds allowed, and there may even be tyre restrictions coming when we finally confirm what the tyre rules are. But basically, they still follow scheduled DR and the Motorsport New Zealand regs and the rest of the D1NZ series regs. It is effectively Pro-Am, but we're calling it Pro Sport. And a couple of the Pro Championship drivers are keen to come back and do something a little bit more within their budget.
Now that's a major element as well. So what we've done here is pros never could jump back to Pro-Am, but with the Pro Sport, it's a championship, it's a category in itself. So these top pro guys, they can actually do both series if they want. They can jump down and do Pro Sport, and they can do Pro. So you're going to see some up-and-comings. If you're an up-and-coming driver, you can jump straight into this championship and battle with the best potentially.
Yeah, that's right, Brendon. And look at Pro Sport. I mean, we're also probably going to bring back a points program for the rookies, so they're able to learn and develop as well within the class. So we're still feeding new drivers and developing drivers as well, but still also offering a championship in its own right. It's going to be a really cool competition. As we've seen over the last 3 years with Pro-Am, that 235 wide tyre definitely spices up the action, and within a good budget for these guys. So that's the aim of the game.
So that's Pro Sport and Pro. And in Pro, actually, we've got a couple of new additions, but one that everyone's talking about on Facebook is NOS.
Yeah, that's right. Brendon, NOS got the big tick from Motorsport New Zealand early last season, and now it's going to be implemented into the D1NZ regulations. So a couple of the turbo boys, they might be keen to implement that setup into their cars. It might give them that little bit more low-down response and that instant power there for them to tackle the V8 invasion.
Right, so there's definitely some interesting things happening in both the Pro and the new Pro Sport class. Pro Sport class, there are some other rumours about restrictions going around, but that'll be finalised as the series builds on. There's a new committee as well, actually, the New Zealand Drivers Select Committee. So D1NZ's actually taken a weeny bit of a backbench as far as rules and regulations go, and we're using a lot more brains, a lot more people to be involved and to steer that sport into the future direction. So we're really stoked about that as well. And another huge announcement we've just, recently done. We flew over to Australia, and we've announced that the Trans-Tasman Championship.
Yeah, that's right, and plenty of feedback at CRC Speed Show as well about the Trans-Tasman. 2 rounds in Australia, 2 rounds in New Zealand. For New Zealand, it'll be Christchurch and Pukekohe. So Pukekohe, and that's going to be on Anzac weekend. So that's going to be a huge Trans-Tasman battle. We're going to have 8 of the best Aussies up against the best of the Kiwis.
Yeah, so first off, we go to Winton Raceway on October the 8th and 9th. So that's in Melbourne, about an hour and a half north of Melbourne. Team Kiwis will fly in there and do that. And then it's a week of just drift mayhem. We then head to Sydney Motorsport Park, World Time Attack weekend, World Time Attack Challenge. If you're going to that, stick around. The Sunday is going to be the high-tech Drift All-Stars event, and then the Trans-Tasman, where the 8 Kiwis will take on 8 Australians on their home turf. It's going to be nuts. And then from that point, back in the container, Mr. Redwood behind us, he's getting some work done to get into that container. He gets back in the container, comes back to New Zealand for New Zealand's round 1, November the 28th and 29th, Manfield Motorsport Park. And then, as Kenny said, round 5 of the championship, Maipiro Motorsport Park, will see the Australians go down there again. So that will be round 3 of the Trans-Tasman series. Round 4 of the Trans-Tasman series. Historically, what a way to end an Anzac weekend.
Yeah, and at the world's fastest competition drift corner. So it's going to be awesome. It's a 3-day event, Anzac weekend. Bring the family. It's going to be awesome atmosphere. It should be a really cool competition, I'd say.
Yeah, for sure. And I guess from that point on, we're bringing back the live stream. That's going to be there the whole season, so you can tune in globally wherever you are to follow D1NZ. We're going to have a new mobile app as well that will be live with the judges. That's a new thing we're working on. So there's a bit of transparency and a bit of clarity around the judging here in New Zealand. That's a big thing that we've been working on, actually. And besides that, you mentioned something about internationals, and this is something we've been working on as well in the background. So D1NZ, in association with Toyotas Galore, they're a secondary part supplier for Toyotas in New Zealand, 2Js, 1Js, V8s, whatever you need, they're the ones. They're actually building a 2JZ GT86, which is right behind us, and that is going to feature some of the world's best drivers in this coming season, so it's something to be very excited about.
Yeah, that's right. Big Star Internationals are coming to New Zealand, and we're going to have one in the guest 86 car at every round of the season. So it's going to be an awesome little addition to the series as well, and really just raises the profile yet again on the international stage for D1NZ. And we've already had plenty of applications. They're sort of keen to learn about the car and what the series might entail for them. So yeah, watch this space. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah, it's definitely really cool to have that on board, and I know from a driver's perspective to be able to battle the world's best on the home turf, so rather than have to go overseas, these world drivers coming over, and some of these are world number ones, and there's Japan, there's USA, there's Australia, there's Europe, so Kiwis are in for a really special treat coming this season with that as well.
Yeah, that's right, and of course we're here at DK and Fabrication, so those boys will be doing their magic on the 86, and in terms of the guest car, it's not going to be just a practice car or anything. We're doing a fully fledged pro class build, so these guys are going to jump in this car, and I'm sure they're going to settle in quite nicely and enjoy what New Zealand has to offer.
Now, if you want to find any more information about the new series, there's two ways to do it. D1NZ.com, our website. Kenny, he's always keeping that thing fresh, updated with all the latest content. And then there's also the D1NZ Facebook page, Facebook.com/D1NZ official. There's lots of news, lots of things coming, so stay tuned as we, in a couple of weeks, announce the first driver to drive the GT86 at our next season announcement.